Welcome, friends and family, to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie. And what is up with all this? Well, I'm about to tell you. We're doing something very different tonight. I'm happy to announce the very first Tuesday tutorial series that I have started. You can call it Taco Tuesday tutorial if you want. Get your tacos. You can call it Tuesday tutorial. You can call it Tutorial Tuesdays. Whatever works for you. But what we're going to do is have a lot of fun. So let me just give you a quick peek at what I'm talking about. I am talking about painting your own focals today. So the artist in me is delighted to drag out the paints. And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be painting focals. And we're going to be using unfinished wood beads. And we're going to be embellishing them in a variety of ways. And we're going to explore some possibilities with those. So, I just want to show you just a sampling of what I'm talking about. Some of these are more finished than others. But as you can see, I have a variety of shapes here. I've painted some. I've put some patina on some. And then I've painted some and put more patina. And then I've even, this is going to be a finished jewelry update soon. This is going to be for my ambassador box, one of my necklaces that I'm going to make for the gunmetal roses. I took one of the roses and I glued it on here. And I painted this and I did some embellishment. So that's what we're going to do today. And so I'm going to show you the materials. And don't be intimidated. It looks like a lot of stuff, but none of it is expensive. So just keep that in mind. So the first thing you want are some wood beads, unfinished wood beads, and a variety of shapes. Like, isn't that cool? And squares. And I have some elliptical. And then you can decide. Oh, and these twisty beads, they look a lot like the ones we got in one of the Jesse James boxes. And I'm going to list in my description everywhere that I bought these, so you don't have to go hunting for them. But basically, when I looked for these, I just did a Google search or a search in Etsy, unfinished wood beads. That's what I put in. And a whole bunch of shops came up. And there's a lot out there. There's more than I could possibly show you. So do explore. Look at this heart. Isn't that cute? Yeah. So you're going to get you a bunch of wood beads. And then you can decide whether you want to... now, if you want the grain to show through, you don't have to treat them. That's up to you. If you do want like a more matte, brighter color, then I recommend you spray paint them. And I used this ultra white primer, and I just went out in the backyard and spray painted them on some newspaper. And then oops, just smacked my camera. But you'll just do a nice fine coating. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want it to have some tooth to it so the paint sticks. And like, here's a really cool focal bead, and I loved this shape. That one's neat. These are kind of cool because look where the hole is. So that's going to hang kind of to the side. And then look at that cool shape. There's all kinds of shapes out there, guys. And so and I love these too. So you just, you get a bunch, see what you like, and then spray paint the ones you want. If you want a more darker color, like I said, or if you want the grain to show through and do like a more watery finish, you can just leave them natural like that. That's totally artist preference. Okay, and so some of these I did, I'll show you. These I had painted white. So this is kind of a darker finish. You don't really see the wood grain. Whereas some of these beads, you can kind of see the wood grain through them. Although I did put some patina on them Might not be as obvious now, but I did not treat these. There's the end. You can see I didn't put any white on those. Anyway, and then this guy I just started, and it looks like, since like you can see the brush, now if you like the brush strokes to show, leave it one coat, but I'm thinking this guy might need two, so we'll work on him in a bit. So let me pull some of these out here that I had started already, and we'll get to going on them, and I'll show you what kind of paints and everything that I'm using. You know, you just want to play. The whole idea is fun. This is a blast. Don't worry about your manicure. Oh, these little trays I found at Kroger. I think you can find them at any grocery store. Or you can use paper plates, but have them handy. And then they're not that much money. And then you can use little cups like this to put your paints in. You can find those at Kroger. Or, pardon me, if you have a palette, you can use that. And then you want, of course, some paper towel nearby. You want lots of water. And then let me show you the paints. These are just craft paints from like Michael's. So it doesn't matter what brand, whatever brand you like. So I've got Deco Art, Folk Art. What else do I have here? Americana. This was that really pretty color. It's kind of a blue-gray color. Folk Art. It's called Silver Marlin. And then you just pick what colors you want. Now I've pulled out a variety of things I thought would be fun to play with. And then, to go even further with your paints, as you can see, I put a design on here. And I used other paint. But if you have, like these little rhinestones came from Amazon. Little packet of them. Weren't that much money. I'll link those also. And if you have any kind of scrapbooking, you know, embellishments, those might be fun. We'll glue those on. And a variety of paintbrushes. Don't use your really good paintbrushes. You know, just use ones that are okay to use with the cheaper paints. I have these skewers from the kitchen to kind of hold onto the bead while I'm painting. Otherwise, you might want to paint one side and then the other. And then I thought we could try playing with some stamps. These came from the dollar store. And some stencils to put some texture on some of these. And if you're going to use that, you want sponges. Or I have a cosmetic sponge somewhere around here. Oh, there it is. Oh, and this is really fun. You have one of these fan brushes to put some texture. So, yes, lots of things. And my desk is very crowded, but we're going to have fun with this. This is going to be great. So anyway, I thought at first I would show you how I did this little orange bead. I painted it, and then I put some rose gold paint, which these paints that I showed you come in a million different colors. So, I mean, when you go to Michael's or any of the big craft stores, they just have tons of them. And I think they're like $1.19. Sometimes they'll have them on sale. Buy one, get one free, or, you know, coupon. So, you know, load up when you can. That's what I do. And actually that bronze color was this one, which is by Deco Art, called Rose Gold. And then the orange paint, I believe, let's see, might have been this guy or this guy. We're about to find out. Mystery. We'll have a mystery. And, oh, this is a pretty color. I mean, you've got every kind of shade of every color you could possibly imagine. Maybe I'll try doing a green too. How about that green? That's pretty. Okay, so one thing I will caution you, the paints need to be shaked up because they're watery. They're water-based, which is non-toxic, which is best for all of us. Oh, and the spray paints, please use those in a very open area where you've got lots of air movement. You know, don't do your base coat in a enclosed space, please. So let's see. So we're gonna take some green. Squirt some of that. And let's see, let me try this orange. Do some orange. And I think I watered these down a bit so that you could see the wood grain. Boop. Whoa. Whoa. Lots of orange. Well, I guess we have Halloween coming up, don't we? Okay, now, these are pretty thick, so let me pull out some of these unfinished wood beads so we can move this guy over to the side. So I'm going to start with this guy, and I think I'm going to put him on my skewer. If you have toothpicks, you can use toothpicks. If you have extra wire, you can use extra wire. I'm going to get my paintbrush really, really wet, and I'm going to come in here and get this paint kind of watery, and then we'll just start painting. And I have to say that these beads are really, they grab the paint nicely, which made me really happy. I didn't know, you know, I had to experiment before I was going to bring this to you. I've been playing with these for a little bit, but it's so meditative to paint these, and it's so fun, and they really don't take time at all to dry. You'll see what I'm talking about as we get going. And the possibilities are endless. There's so much you can do with these. So the next 4 weeks we're going to be exploring all the stuff we're going to do with these beads. The painting isn't just the only thing that we're going to do with them. So if painting is not your thing, stick around. There may be something else that you like better. Okay, so you can still see the wood grain through there. So we're going to let that guy dry. And what I do is I just kind of put him in a vase or a glass nearby me, and I just let them sit end up. So that's what I'm doing right now. So we'll grab our next bead. Let me clean this brush real good. Do have plenty of water, so you don't have to keep changing out your water. And let's do our orange. I'm sorry, guys. I keep smacking the camera because these, I've not painted on camera before, and these paintbrushes are pretty, they're pretty long. Okay. And I want to get close enough that you can see, so I'll figure it out. All right, so now we're going to paint this guy. These shapes are cool. There are so many shapes out there. I really had a hard time deciding. So I bought, over the years of months, I've bought several kinds because I knew I was going to try to do this. Because I just really love taking something and making it my own. And, you know, sometimes when you're making a piece, sorry, I keep smacking the camera. Sometimes when you're making a piece, you want something really unique. I mean, you putting it together is really unique, but painting your own, that really puts a personal stamp on it and makes it very special. All right, so we got this guy painted. Okay, so we're gonna let him dry. And then I thought, so how I did this black one, black is a tricky color, I will tell you, in paint. And don't think I have the one handy. There was one that I painted with a different brand. Yeah, sometimes the different brands, you're going to have to experiment. Nothing against the brand, but there was one that I tried that it didn't cover like I wanted it to. If I wanted the wood grain to come through, I would have kept it. But this multi-surface satin acrylic folk art in licorice did the trick. So that is what I did the black bead with. And I wanted to make some companion beads for this. So I had thought that these little pillow-shaped beads would be really cool. So we're going to do some pillow-shaped beads in that nice black color. Put this on my skewer. My skewers have gotten some use, and but they're really nice to use when you're painting. Now, I'm not going to water down this paint because I want it to cover really well. So, let me get in here. We'll cover this guy. I just love the coverage. It's very satiny. This is very relaxing to me to be able to just, and you can do this sitting in front of the TV, just paint, you know, paint a bunch of beads, different colors, and then later on when they're dry, you can go in and add things and embellish them, which is what we're going to do tonight. Is our first Tuesday tutorial, making your own focals. I like that. We'll let this guy dry. So he's going to match up nicely with that one. And let's see what we got. Let me see if this guy's dry. See, this green one is already dry. Isn't that nice? So we'll be ready for put a patina on him. So it goes pretty fast too. You can make a lot of these in an evening. Be fun to get some girlfriends together and have cocktails and paint beads. Be like the old times and trade them. Maybe you like your friend's beads and she likes your beads. Be fun. So this week I've finished up almost all my projects from summer camp. I really had a struggle with the bead weaving. Like I've said before, I'm not a bead weaver, I'm a stringer. But I have to say that I learned. That looks pretty good to me. So we'll let him dry. I learned peyote stitch and ladder and brick stitch, and I will be showing you those, of course, once I get my last project done, which is like a triangle weave, which is kind of making me a little bit crazy, but I have 2 days to get it done. But I will show you my peyote ring, which is supposed to be watermelon. And I actually got a compliment from the Starbucks girls the other day on it, so I was very pleased. But this, let me tell you, that challenged me. But I'm happy I got it done, and now I want to make more, so we'll see. I don't want to lose the skill. You got to keep practicing. So let's see. Let's try, let's do a different color here. I really like this shape. Maybe I'll do some blue. I think this is a pretty color. Don't think I've opened this one yet. No, I haven't. Let me get this one open. So, as I've said before, I love to, when I make jewelry, listen to books on audio. And I'm curious if anybody else does the same. And if you do, or even if you just like reading, I love like thriller and police procedurals. I love Michael Connelly and, oh, who else is there? Stephen King. Not his super scary stuff, Stephen King, but his more like his Green Mile stuff. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. I'm always looking for a good author. Oh wow, this is okay. So I will tell you that some of my paints, full disclosure, are old. I think that one's gonna have to go in the trash, unfortunately. That one's too old. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is a pretty teal color. We'll do that. Ooh, I love to paint. I have not done any art journaling on here yet, but I will. I will. All right, so we're gonna paint this guy. Don't think I have any more skewers. So I think what I'm gonna do for him is I'm gonna get my brush wet. I'm gonna paint one side, let it dry, and then do the other side. Oh, what a pretty color. Oh, I love that. Pretty. And I will say these beads that I've purchased, and I for sure will put them in my description, they paint up very nicely. They grab the paint nicely. So we'll let that side dry. All right, so how I did this patina on here, I will do it on this green bead, is I took this copper, extra sheen deco art rose gold, and I literally, let me find another, move this guy. You want a lot of space too. I'm not using a lot of space. I'm at my desk, my day job desk. This is also my beading desk, although sometimes I move out into other areas of the house when I feel like I need to spread out. And I'm going to take this skewer. This guy's already dry, so we'll put our guy back on the skewer. See how fast that dried? Now we're going to do a dry brush technique to get this. You want the color of the paint to show through, so you don't want a wet brush. You just want to grab a little bit, not a lot, a little bit, and then you're going to just gently brush it. And see how the paint still shows through? So just grab a little bit. Dry brush, not a wet brush. This is what they call a dry brush technique. And I love the shimmer that this adds to the bead. It's really fun. And do to your liking, you know, if you want more, put more. You want less, put less. The trick is dry brush. I hope you can see that. Let me move some. I don't think the lighting's great here. Is that better? I hope that's better. All right. Let me move some things around. I don't think my lighting's that great. I apologize. That's not good if you can't see what's going on. Let me move this guy. I hope that's better. I'll move these paints. I need a bigger spot. Oh. Okay. So see how that gives you a nice sheen. So we'll let that guy dry. And now we'll do our orange bead. I think one of these black beads is already dry. I also have my ceiling fan on. You can probably hear it, and I'm sorry if it's annoying, but it is so stinking hot here. I have to have it on, or otherwise I'd be passing out while on my channel with you, and I know you don't want that. Okay, orange bead. patina. Patina meet orange bead meet patina. Now they're going to be friends. Again, just a little bit and your dry brush. I would think that is just so cool looking. Cool. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope it's giving you ideas. I'm gonna let that dry. All right. Let me get this. Let's see. So this guy's already pretty dry. We can do the other side. Grab that brush if I can find it. Oops. So the possibilities are endless. That's what I really got so excited about when I saw these. And then, honestly, depending on where you're looking, I have seen so many shapes. And there are literally hundreds and hundreds of shapes. Right. You will get messy. No worries. Okay. Put that guy back in the water. Let's do a hot pink heart, and then we will stop there and talk about embellishing some of these. I think you get the gist on the paint. And you know, you pick the colors you like. There's hundreds of them out there, literally, and they're not expensive. So that's one nice thing about what I'm showing you, is you can just buy, you know, your favorite colors, and as things go on sale, if you want to do more, then you can stock up and make more. So let's see. What color is this? Flamingo. If you're watching, I have a Facebook buddy and a Jesse James Bead buddy named Linda, and she's also a Jesse James Bead ambassador, and she loves flamingos. So this is for you, Linda. I'm gonna have to draw a flamingo on it probably for you. Okay. Let's do. Now see, this guy may need more coats depending on if you like the wood grain showing or not. So this is a good example of one. You can see that the wood grain. I'm okay with that, but you may not be. In which case, if you want it more matte, like I said, you can spray paint this white, and then you'll get a more uniform pink color. All right. What do we do now? So we've painted our beads. Let's say we've got them all painted the way we want. And so, like, for instance, this guy here, let's talk about embellishing for a minute. So like I said, the possibilities are endless. You can do a patina like this, you know, with a metallic paint. So we've seen that. You can also draw on it. You're just gonna need a small paintbrush, and you know, take your time. So like a little brush like this guy. So let's see. So I need some coordinating beads to go with that. This guy is still a little wet, but I think I can work with that. So let's see if I can find the silver. is. So this paint is also that Extreme Sheen Deco Art. And this one's called Sterling Silver. Okay, and we're gonna put a little in here. Doesn't take much either. Take my little brush. Okay. Now, I think this guy's dry. I'm going to put him on my skewer. Okay, oop, got a little bit, that's okay. I have little dots on this anyway, so see how I put that dot on there? I'm not going to fret. We're gonna put more dots, you know. And the design is totally up to you. Whatever you feel like doing. These beads right here are going to flip around probably on a necklace, so it's nice. So I'm thinking about that as I'm placing my design. So you may want to think about what project you're going to be using the beads for. Oh, that has a little curly Q. I think I might mimic that. And don't worry if it's not perfect. You want it to look hand painted. You want people to know this is one of a kind. And you can go back over it, which I actually did go back over that. So we're gonna let that one dry. Let me work on the other one. I'm going to try to do the same idea. This is really fun, you guys. I can't wait for you to try this. I hope that you will. I think if you do make jewelry, this kind of takes it to the next level as far as you handmade it, because you also painted these focals. That's fun. All right, so we'll let those guys dry, and then I thought for this blue one, maybe we could try a stamp or a stencil. So I have, let me move this guy out of the way. I have this really cool stencil. It may be too busy. Let's see what else I have. I have this kind of crazy thing. I love using this when I'm art journaling, but I don't think for a pendant I want to use that. I want to use something a little more, oh, well, I don't know if the feather, that might work. We'll try the feather. Let me find my cosmetic sponges, by the way. These guys are great for stamping. So I think I'm going to do a little bronze, and it's going to take a light touch. So I'm going to get some on my sponge, and I'm going to scooch some of it off. Yes, that's a technical term. And then let's see if we can lightly, this is the first time I've tried this, so let's see what happens. Just gently dabbing. Gentle, gentle. Okay, hold your breath. Well, I don't not like it. It's not as exact as I would think. So just for grins and giggles, let's see what a stamp does. So I have some feather stamps. I'm just curious, a stamp versus a stencil on these, what would be better? And where are my feathers? They're gone. I lost them. All right, let's try a birdie, part of a birdie. So let's get our stamp. See, we're exploring together. And I'm just rubbing the paint on the stamp. I have a feeling a stamp's going to be better. Probably not going to see all of him. But I'm more curious about how exact it's going to look. Well, you can't see that at all. Let me press harder. Yes, let's do a tutorial where we don't know what we're doing. All right. So, guys, I think we'll go back to the dry brush technique. I don't mind this, actually. Maybe we could brush it with the, again, you need to play. And I think what I would do here, if I really wanted that feather to stick out, and this is just me being the artist that I am, I would take a very fine brush. Like, I've got some teeny tiny brushes, and I may try to do that. Let's see. So I would take a really tiny, you gonna work, Mr. Brush? Nope, you're not gonna work. Okay. I have lots of tiny brushes, but I've loved them over the years. They need to be retired, I think. Tiny brush like this. And I might go back and with maybe another color. Now that looks pretty cool. How about that? Okay, so I would say for detail work, oops, too much water on there. Now you can see what happens when you have too much water. There we go. So if you stamp something, I actually like that, and it's not detailed, I think it's kind of cool to go back over it. I'm gonna have to explore that some more. I really do like that. And add very fine detail. Makes it look like you did it on purpose. How about them apples? I like that. Wonder if you can see that. So we didn't get the detail we wanted with the stamp. And I was curious about that. I just hadn't gotten far enough to play with it yet. But hey, my mistakes, you can learn from them. Or my experiments, I don't mind. That's what this is, you know, it's experiments. And what's nice is none of this is very expensive. So you can play around and not feel bad that something didn't work. And what else is cool is to come back in after you paint, like I did with this guy. This is kind of my last suggestion. This is actually a bead that came in the mix with my Jesse James Ambassador box. This is actually the bead. It's got a little hole in it. And it was flat, so I glued it on there. And it's going to be a focal piece for a necklace. And then, like I said, I'm gonna use these guys as well. So I'll show you kind of what I did with these little rhinestones, just to add a little bit more zhuzh to your project. And it would look great too with these ones that we dry brushed. I think some embellishments would look really cool. Let me grab this other guy. So, let me decide what sides I like. I think we'll do those. And then I have, like, literally, these came in a kit. Aren't those cool? And they come in all different colors. I got these on Amazon. And again, I will link below where I got them. So here are and they come in different size rhinestones as well. And they were not expensive. But they add the required bling that you think you might want. And then I use this hypo cement glue. And what you want to do, I just put a little bit of glue down on my work surface. Like these trays you could just throw out. That's what I love about them. You're not messing anything up in your house. And then you can take the end of your skewer and put a little dot. And don't worry about these little stringy things. You can get rid of those later. And then I think these came with the little tweezers, but I couldn't find them. But you can use your little flat nose pliers and just put that guy right on there. And we'll go in and get some more glue. Put this bad boy on there. I let this dry overnight. And then if you want to do the other side, let this dry and then do the other side. I might put one. Right. Odd numbers, guys. If you're going to do something like a grouping, odd numbers have a better visual interest. It's something I learned in design school than even numbers. So, like, I have 3 rhinestones on here, and I'm probably going to put 3 on here. And when you're grouping things, like in your house, you can think about that as well. A lot of interior designers use that when they're setting houses up to look at. They'll put 3 vases or 5 vases. They won't put 2 or 4. Might need a little more glue. None of my products want to work today. Today is the Mondayest Monday that ever Mondayed, by the way. I am so worried for some coworkers that live in New Orleans. I think we've heard from most of them, but not all. I've got several work associates who now have no home for goodness knows how long. And so, we covered for them, obviously, very happily so. I mean, I'd rather have the problem of covering for someone than what those poor people are going through, but it has been a Monday, to say the least. But I don't nearly have the Monday that somebody in New Orleans is having. So my heart goes out to them. My prayers go out to them. Just so terrible. They just can't get a break over there with those hurricanes. So I am not going to complain about the heat today. Good old Texas. Because I could be dealing with a hurricane. I'll take the heat. All right. I think I need one more big jobby. Whoops. Not that way, mister. Come on. Oh. Please cooperate. Thank you. Yes, oh, stick to me. That's good. Nobody ever said it wasn't going to be messy. Anyway, so this just kind of gives you a glimpse of where I'm going with these wood focals. I have other techniques we're going to use with them. This one I know is rather messy and maybe not for everyone, but I did feel like it was the hands-on most fun. And also not very expensive. I know a lot of people have these craft paints at home, and you know, just explore. We did try the stamps and the stencils. I'm not saying don't try them. You know, try them at home. You may have better luck than me. I may not be using the right stamps, but it's still a lot of fun. And it is a work, you know, it's a little experiment. You got to try things. You may have some, you know, sponges at home. I didn't think about this, like the sea sponges. That would be a cool texture. You could sand some of these. If you have those wood burning tools, you could do a little wood burning. You could use stain instead of paint. So just think about the possibilities, and stay tuned to seeing some of these and some of my finished jewelry, especially these guys and these guys. And you know, like I said, your imagination is the only thing that's gonna stop you, which I hope it doesn't. Oh, and once you're finished with your beads, do coat them with a clear matte coat. Take them in the backyard again, and I actually would do this before you put your crystals on, unless you want them to be a little bit blurry. This was actually shiny, as you can see, but I sprayed it afterwards. But I kind of like that it's matte now. But just think about that before you do this. But you do want to seal these. That way, if you make something like a necklace and it's rubbing against somebody's neck or fabric or skin oils, you know, the paint doesn't come off. And so anyway, thanks for watching my first ever Tuesday tutorial. I hope it wasn't too haphazard. I have 4 of these, I think, I'll be doing with the wood focals, and then we'll be moving on to some other, well, we're going to be doing some more seasonal projects. I can't say that we won't use these again, but they may be some different techniques or a combination of what I'm sure going to be showing you over the next few weeks. So be safe, be happy, take care of yourselves and your family. If you are in the New Orleans area and you were affected, my heart goes out to you. I say lots of prayers for you folks out there. And if you've subscribed, thank you so much. Would love to have you. If you haven't subscribed, please click the notification bell and that way you know when I come out with the next video. And there will be some more finished jewelry updates coming soon, as soon as I finish my very last camp project. I will be going through all the projects that we did at camp with Jesse James Beads. It was an incredible experience, and I do want to share that. So everybody take care of themselves. I will see you on the next one, and just create and make sure, show me what you've made. I would love to see it. Tell me what you think. All right, have a good night.